Welcome to Jrodconcerts Live, and we're pleased and honored to welcome Kendra and Krista of Tigirlily. Hi guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm so excited to have you guys here. Honestly, Kendra and Krista, I have to tell you, I asked my audience that we had a really exciting show, and I'm like, who do you guys think is gonna be here? They said, Sonny and Cher. It's like, no guys, I think Cher is dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, people were like saying ridiculous stuff, but we're really excited to have you guys here back on the show. And yeah, welcome.
We're glad to be back again. I know this is beautiful. We're so excited to be here.
I know. And to see the way that you guys have blossomed has been so inspiring in so many ways. But let me start with this, Kendra and Krista. It's crazy to think about the odds that sisters are both from the same family, so creative, so talented. I mean, like, what are the odds?
It's very rare.
Yeah, especially because our parents aren't actually music. I mean, they love music, but they're not musical at all. They don't play any instruments. Well, Mom would say she played clarinet in high school.
She did.
But they're not, really musical in that sense. And our younger sister loves music as well, but she's not musical, And
Sure.
so for us to both love music so much and to each have different talents that fit so well together,
Right.
it's very odd.
It's weird to think about now, but it was such a natural progression. Kendra started singing at a really young age and always really loved performing and being on stage and kind of that lead singer mentality, and she loved being in front of people. I started writing songs at a really young age and picking up guitar and figured out how to sing harmony because no one really taught me. I just started picking it up from other songs that I listened to. A lot of those country bands with big harmony.
Sure.
And I don't know, we just started playing together and we loved it. And then we started getting paid for shows and we're like, oh, we can make money off of something we love to do. This is crazy.
This is great.
Wow.
And we got to a point where we're like, we don't want to do anything else. Like, we're going to make music work 100%. We're moving across the country to Nashville from North Dakota, which not a lot of people move outside of North Dakota. But we're going for it full force, and nothing's going to get in our way.
I love it. But yeah, I don't think people realize that it has to be one in a billion possibilities. Because if Keith Richards picks Mick Jagger to be in the band, that's fine. But he picked him.
Yeah.
You guys were from the same place, and like you said, Krista, the way you complement each other is spot on.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're so thankful to have each other, and I'm super glad we didn't have to pick people, that we were kind of just put together already to do this. And we definitely, I think you feel the same way, but we definitely feel it's a God, it's a universe thing, that's put us together to do this and use these gifts on this earth, for sure, because otherwise it's so rare and odd, and it doesn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah.
And Kendra and I have always, because there's a lot of bands that aren't family, probably more who aren't family than are family, but it would be, I'm glad we're not just friends, because there's a lot of highs and lows in the music industry, and we know each other so well that even, we can get on each other's nerves, of course, but we bounce back in 5 seconds, and we really truly know each other. I think it'd be hard to be in a band with just your friend. You have so much more, we can just say it how it is too,
Sure.
and there's no filter, and we truly have the same goals, and we come from the same place, and we know what we want. So we are thankful that we are sisters, because I think it makes the bond stronger, and obviously you have the literally genetics that our vocal cords are similar shapes, so we sound we blend really well together. But
it's interesting.
But through the highs and the lows, it's just we're gonna be there for each other no matter what. But also in our career,
our voices because we have the same DNA. There is a thing to sibling harmony, if you've heard that before, but people say there's something about the sibling blood harmony that is different, because you're literally the way your vocal cords are shaped and the way you talk and things like that. Even though we don't sound the same when we sing, when we sing together, there's something,
the tonality,
the
super.
DNA just,
it just
hello,
it goes
hello,
together.
friends.
Hello.
Oh my God, that's great. And you mentioned something, Krista, and it's the way that you guys kind of solve problems. And I mean what I'm gonna ask. I've met you guys. I've known you guys for a year now. And I've seen you guys on social, seen you guys on TV, seen you guys perform, and you guys always have a great state, a great mental state. And we're all human. You're human. You're human. We all have crap days once in a while. Life happens. Problems happen. Serious question. How do you guys always keep such an amazing mental state? Because I know it's real. It's because you can't fake it. How do you guys kind of transform it into light?
We have really good people surrounding us, first of all, but we've gotten to the point in both of our lives, we're 25 and 23 now, where we're just super thankful for, and I think gratitude is a huge thing. And every opportunity that comes our way, it's like, we're grateful to be here. This is really cool, and we're just so happy and feel so blessed that we get to live this life and get to do music for a living, and everything else is just kind of a bonus after that. And so we've really kept that mentality, because I think if we keep that through it all, it's like
we're always going to be grateful.
I mean, you're always like looking for the next thing, obviously, but when you stay grateful for what's happening right now, it really makes a difference. I mean, we get mad sometimes, and we don't have the best days, and we fight sometimes, but at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to.
I love it.
And on days where maybe I'm not having the best of day, or Kendra's not having the best of day, it's we're there to pick each other up too. I'm like, okay, I can tell something's off with you. I can tell you're annoyed about something, but let's talk about it. It's almost like we're in a work marriage, It's like, work out your problems, but I'm like, what's upsetting you? And like, is there anything I can do, or what can we do to fix the problem?
We're good at stepping up when one of us maybe isn't having the best day or things like that.
It's beautiful. That's really deep, actually. It's like the Tigirlily philosophy. It's like, trade your expectations for appreciation, and your whole life will change in an instant. Like, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that, guys. Okay, and you guys perform at Whiskey Row in downtown Nashville, and I've seen you guys perform a few times there. I mean, you guys are performing huge stadiums and arenas now, but for everyone visiting Nashville, I mean, if you guys are in town, they need to catch you while you can performing at Whiskey Row, because it's such a special experience. But I want to ask you, Kendra, because I've talked to you about this before, the energy level that you guys have there. I mean, you guys play like 4 hours. You entertain patrons from all over the world, and everyone leaves with a big smile on their face.
Yeah.
What is like how do you keep that energy, nutrition, sleep? Like, it's amazing what you guys do there.
I mean, physically, you just have to take care of yourself. You have to get good rest and lots of water, and
make sure to eat something before the show.
Yeah, eat before the show, something healthy. We work out a lot to try to stay, at least physically, can breathe through a 4-hour show. That's a lot of jumping around, but we always, and this hasn't always been this way, we've learned a lot through the past few years, but we want people to just leave with an experience, and I think right away when we started performing, it was like, this has to be perfect. We have to be vocally perfect on everything. And, you focus too much on like this and this and this has to be perfect. It's like, that's not what it's about. It's about giving people an experience that they can remember. And yes, you're going to want to sing the best you absolutely can at all times. But if you miss a note here and there, you miss a lyric here and there, the audience doesn't care. They're there to have a good time.
Especially out of a 4-hour show.
And the thing that also keeps us going in a 4-hour show is people, cycle in and out, and people are coming from all over the world to Nashville to experience live music, and we want to give them the best experience they can, and give them something to remember, and come to Nashville and be like, wow, I remember Tigirlily, and that was a highlight of my trip to Nashville, and that's what country music is all about.
Amazing.
And for me, those are my focuses really when it comes down to it, and we just have a great time. Like, we just have so much, like, performing.
You feed off the energy, right?
Yeah, performing is for sure, like, we love writing and we love doing content, but that at the end of the day, performing is what we love to do most. Absolutely. And so just being on stage, that's like, if I'm having a bad day, if you put me on stage and we just start playing music, the second we start playing, my mood is automatically 100% better. So
amazing. I want to ask about Somebody Does in a second, but first let me ask you about this. You recently went back home to North Dakota, and it was kind of a sort of homecoming. You played out huge, like a ground, like polo ground. I saw some photos from like the bleachers, from the cheap seats, and you guys were like on stage. It was just like amazing to see you guys go back home and create like that environment. How was that experience to go back home and play like that? And the reason I ask is, I've read and I've talked to people, like when U2 goes back to Dublin, they say that they don't enjoy it as much as other places because there's like a pressure that they have because their uncles are there, their neighbors. Did you feel any of that? How was the experience going back home?
The nerves are higher, I will say that, but it makes me
step up though.
You step up and excited too. It's like, it's both.
We don't really fear like you're saying the family thing. I'm like, they've seen us perform so many times by this point that I'm like, if they don't enjoy it, there's nothing I can do about that. But we really just want to give them the best show possible, and also like thank them for being there, because we're from North Dakota and they have seen it all. They've seen us. We've been doing Tigirlily for 8 years. They've seen us play on these little itty bitty stages when we were 14 and 16, just trying to figure things out. So anytime we go back, we're just very thankful, and it feels like a family though. It does really feel like a huge North Dakota family, and they're all so proud of us and excited.
And you start just recognizing more and more people when you go back home. It's like, I know you. So it's really it feels like a family affair basically when we go to do a concert back home now. But I don't know, it's always just feels like a celebration, just because we really try hard to make and show people what's happening in our journey, because we know that without that support, it really doesn't happen. And so we really try to keep everyone just involved in what's going on in our career and this really cool journey. And so when we get to experience things like going back home and playing this huge amphitheater that we went up, we grew up going to shows at this amphitheater, and it was always a dream to like headline this and play our own show there. So when those types of things happen, it's really gratifying and it's really fun, and those are, I think, the special moments for sure.
I love it. All right, let me ask about Somebody Does, because it's exploding as we speak, really. And I love all your material. Like when you guys play Risky Road, like your original songs, I'm like the guy that's like the happiest. Right?
I love it.
But when did you know that this particular song, that Somebody Does, like what was the moment that you saw each other in the car at home and you were like, shit, this is blowing up? Like when did you have that
Several
real
times.
realization?
Probably when we first teased a little bit of the clip on, because we love a lot of songs that we write, and we did love Somebody Does. We did not understand the power of it though. We really didn't. We were thought, oh, this is a great song. People do need to hear this. It's important to us. This holds a special place in our hearts. But you don't know how other people are going to react to your music. So we're like, okay, let's throw a little bit of this up on TikTok and Instagram Reels, and see what people think. See if this is something people would be into. And it just completely blew up. People are commenting like, this song, like I needed this right now. Like I completely needed this. And it got over, I think, 2 to 3 million views on Instagram, and like almost 500,000 on TikTok.
Even for you guys, it's a lot.
I mean,
millions of views is crazy.
Right.
We don't get millions of views all the time. Like if we have something that's 1 million views, we're like, or even 500,000, we're like, this is crazy. Like we still get super excited about it, and it's still kind of a rare occurrence. Like you don't just get 1 million views on everything you post. Like exactly.
It was the first time too. We've always had a really good, consistent fan base. Like they've been supportive throughout the years, but it was the first time one of our songs had been reaching people who like knew nothing about Tigirlily, and like, oh, I love this song, not knowing anything about us or who we are, but just really loving the song no matter what. And Kendra said this before, but it's like, I don't think it would have mattered what artist would have released the song. I think it still would have reached a lot of people, but we are thankful that we got to put it out and write it and connect with people.
Yeah.
So.
But Kendra, don't you think that part of the reason that song just hit it off is like the moment in time that it hit?
Absolutely.
I mean, everyone's had like such weird past 2 years.
Yeah.
And this song is like a timeless value of hope and like growing, right?
Yeah, and I just think there's been, so much hurt and so much loneliness and
like mental health, right?
Yeah, mental health, and everyone has experienced it on a different level. Obviously, we don't know what every single person is going through, and even for us, it was like during the past year where we we're not feeling our best, and so we wrote it on a day when we were exhausted. The world was in a really heavy state, and you get to the point where you're like, I'm a musician, I'm an artist. If I'm going to release something into the world, like, what am I even saying? Like, what am I putting out into the world? Is it going to make a difference? Do people even care? And so that's where Somebody Does basically originated from, was like, so people need something to grab onto, something hopeful.
Yeah.
Right now, especially in this time. And so I think, again, this is just like the universe working together, because you don't know when you release a song how it's going to hit people. But just with, the last almost, how long has it been? I don't even know.
Yeah,
it's a year and a half, 2 years we've had. People, I think it hit differently, honestly, for sure, when it came out, because at the root of it all, I truly think people just want to be kind to one another and want to get along and want to come together as one. You know, sometimes people don't know how to figure that out to do that,
right.
But in our hearts, we all just want to be loved and love other people, like genuinely. That. So, and we all want to feel wanted, and we all want to know that we matter and we have a place in this world. And so that's what this song, you know, served as that reminder, basically. And we wanted just like to hug people with the song. So.
I love it. And look, I love all your stuff. I mean, my thing, all of them are great.
Thank you.
But this particular song, I want to ask a little deeper because I think you're going to play this for like the rest of your career.
Yes. Yeah.
I think like when you're like 70 and you're playing like, you know, Wembley Stadium and you're going to have like people like singing to it, it's still going to happen. So this is like a behind the music, like in depth. When you said that you were exhausted and you were writing it, like where was that? Was this in your house? Was it a co-write? How did like the chorus come to you? Like I think like it's that special, this song.
Yeah, we co-wrote it with our friend Zarni DeVette, and we've been writing with her for years. So like very comfortable. She's very talented, but like a friend at this point.
And to your point, I don't think we could have wrote it with someone who we didn't have that
trust with already,
relationship with already. Because it was a room we could go into.
Vulnerable.
And just be like,
I'm not feeling it today.
I don't even know what we can write today. Like what is going to make a difference?
We even texted her before we went over. We're like, just a heads up, we're like exhausted. Do you even want to write today? And she's like, let's see.
Let's
like literally no pressure.
If we just want to talk.
I think we were trying to cancel it. We're like,
so
I'm tired.
Yes.
Yeah. So which shows just show up, you know, and
show up and see what happens.
And she was like, we can have coffee and talk if nothing works. Like, that's the kind of relationship we have with her, which is a great relationship to have. But anyways.
Yeah, and we were talking. World was heavy. And she was like, okay, so we're not in the mood to write maybe like a sassy breakup songs, which those are always fun, or maybe not like a love song or something fun or like a party song. She's like, well, what do you want to say to the world right now? If you had one chance, I sound like Eminem right now, one shot, what would you do? You know, and it wasn't even that dramatic. It was like, well, what do you want to say to the world right now?
Yeah.
What do we need to hear?
And what do we need to hear too?
I don't know, I probably never said this, but the really crazy thing is, I don't even know if Zarni would want me to say this, but she texted me after the song was released, and she's like, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but like, I was the one who needed that song that day. And it makes me like really emotional to even think about that, because it's like you don't
Well, everybody is going through something different too.
Yeah.
And she had a really tough year on top of COVID already with family stuff, and I think we were all just needing it in different ways. She was going through some family stuff. I don't know what you were going through.
So it was just like...
You were just frustrated with everyone hating on each other.
Yeah.
It was like, everyone is loved, everyone is equal, everyone deserves a hug, everyone deserves to know that they are more than enough exactly how they are. And
but just for her to even say, like, not even us realizing, she's like, I hope you know that, like, that song was, I had to write that, and that was, you know, for me, and so that's really, just even if that's all it was like, there's healing through that, you know, and it's, I don't know, it's the power of a song. I think we finally realized that, because we released it in February, and usually when you release music, you put out a song and, you know, it's hot for a few weeks and then on to the next.
Like normal,
right? And that's pretty normal, but this one has had life.
And it's going to have it forever.
August now? And it's still continuing to just
reach
grow
new
and
people.
grow
Kendra,
and grow.
And I tell you this, like almost like as a friend and like as a human, like if you guys stop playing music tomorrow, that the fact that you guys left this music on the world, this song, it's gonna go on forever. That is like a timeless thing that people need to hear, and they will always need to hear. Like you guys just left an imprint like that is timeless.
Thank you.
Well,
Anyway. Sorry.
Don't make us think about it too much.
Well, that's all we want to do is make impact as artists and make something that lasts too. You know what I mean?
What kind of legacy are you leaving on this world? Basically, we're not here forever. So,
and a lot of people say they use it as like a daily affirmation song. Like they wake up and like they're not feeling great. Okay, let's listen to this and let's get ready to go for the day. So I like that because it's not really a sad song.
No.
You know what I mean? It's a motivational song. It's inspirational. It's like, hey, you are amazing, you are loved, you matter, and you can do this. So
and it's for moms and daughters. It's for ages 0 to 100. Like, it's for all people. It's not, and that was super important for us for this song too, is not to alienate any sort of person, because every single person, no matter where you come from in this entire world, needs to hear that message.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? And so I think that's the really cool part about this song, is that it doesn't alienate anyone. It's for everyone. So
The best. Well, you guys have been so great with your time. Last question, and then we'll hopefully hear a song.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing a lot of cool stuff lately, like Miranda Lambert music video, really great dancing skills. Girls of you, by the
Thank
way.
you.
Both, very good.
Yes.
For Margarita, if people want to check it out. You guys have played with Walker Hayes. You guys have opened for a bunch of people. What has been, quick fire, like your favorite thing that you've done in the past year, your little activity.
I look at our Instagram in the last few months. I'm like
maybe Casa Rosa opening.
Yeah, it's been. Well, we got to play "Hold On" by Wilson Phillips at the karaoke party for Miranda Lambert's bar opening. That was pretty.
That was pretty dope.
Actually, probably the most unique and exciting thing for me personally, we got to be on our first soap opera.
Yes.
Actually,
Yes.
The Young and the Restless, and we do music. We've dedicated our lives to music, but I've not really done much of the acting thing.
Pretty good.
So that was really cool just to experience. We'd never been to LA
Okay.
either.
Got to be on
so
CBS set and everything.
Did you? It's crazy, right?
that was like a whole
So
new world
crazy.
for us.
Because it looks like a real room, but it's like a little square and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you go in and they have all these different sets, and
Amazing.
no, that was fun. But yeah, I mean, being in the Tequila Does video and opening up for Walker and Kane and all these, playing the North Dakota State Fair,
Wow.
But I mean, hands down, in the last year when we saw that Somebody Does hit #1,
yeah,
that was like, holy.
That-
And then we signed our record deal
Yeah.
too soon after that. So it was like,
Lots of stuff.
that week and a half was like, I can't handle it.
and being on the Bobby Bones show,
We
hearing
can't think of
that-
it all at once because it's
Right.
really overwhelming in a
Right.
good way.
It's like an
But-
Oscar speech. I want to thank my agent.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to think this.
I'm forgetting someone.
And the funny thing is, it's like all happening. All this stuff is happening around us and really cool stuff. But I feel like we're always in our pajamas in our kitchen when all the cool stuff
Yes.
happens. And it's like,
Awesome.
no big deal. And we're, as people, we're very much the same. And our day-to-day routines are pretty much the same. Unless, it's like our music life and our career is very exciting. But outside of that, we pretty much the same type of people.
Why the world loves
We're like your normal
Tigirlily.
mid-20s females that just, we're down to have a
Want a
margarita. Right?
Perfect place to leave it, guys. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having
What
us.
song do you want to perform for us?
No, this is Somebody Does.
Yeah.
And hope everyone likes it. Maybe you're the odd one out in your hometown, or you feel like your luck with love has run out. You can't hold them down when swinging for the fences, but you're struck out. Or the ones who know you best are miles away now. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you should know you're somebody's reason for getting out of bed in the morning. You're just what somebody's needing. Even if you don't see it, you better believe you're somebody's more than enough. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know somebody does. Wish you could change yourself like you change yours. Never made first place in all you're ever told, 'cause you're so close. If only you could see yourself in their eyes. Oh, you know without a doubt you're doing just fine. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you should know you're somebody's reason for getting out of bed in the morning. You're just what somebody's needing. Even if you don't see it, you better believe you're somebody's more than enough. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know somebody does. I know somebody does. You're somebody's can't live without, yeah. Even if you don't feel it now. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you should know you're somebody's reason for getting out of bed in the morning.
somebody's more than enough. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know somebody does. Yeah, I know somebody does. And you know that somebody's listening. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know somebody does.
Wow. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, guys. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining
having
us,
us.
guys. It was epic. Classic.
Thank you.
So thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate
Thanks. Yes. Woo.
All right.